Hi, I'm Dave Ross, a member of the Los Angeles Athletic Club and privileged to serve on the Board of Governors of the club. I'm here to welcome you to week number 13 of the weekly Jazz Salon live, or rather Jazz Salon streams of past Jazz Salon concerts. And that misspeak I just did was because we're working hard to be able to start streaming again live concerts. They probably won't be from the club originally because the club is still very carefully figuring out how best to open to keep everybody safe, but also to allow the members to start using the club facilities again. If that's going to happen, maybe if we're lucky in July, we're hoping to actually start doing a live stream again in June. June 20th is our target date. So stay tuned, and hopefully starting Saturday night, June 20th, we'll be able to bring you a live weekly jazz concert. On tonight's concert, we have everybody's favorite, the great vocalist, Barbara Morrison. We have a relatively new, at least new to the Jazz Salon, pianist, Mahesh Balasuriya. He's just, I love playing with him so much. He's a fabulous player, wonderful guy. And so tonight's concert features Mahesh on piano, the wonderful Ricky Woodard on sax, and Nolan Shahid on trumpet. It was a really fun night at in Invention back earlier this year, I think at the end of February. So thank you for continuing to watch these weekly streams, for working to maintain your involvement in the athletic club as we face all these challenges. Stay well and stay safe, and we'll look for you each week at the Los Angeles Athletic Club's Jazz Salon feature. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Well, I imposed that on all the musicians. It's a difficult song, and the arrangement is pretty exacting. And my thought was, if the horn players got here early enough, we'd all look at it and woodshed it a bit. Well, three-quarters of us got here early enough, and our fourth was willing to jump in and did a great job. So that was Line for Lions, everybody. Give us a hand for getting through that. Let's play one more tune before we introduce everybody to kind of relax the musicians. And this is a song written by the great Clifford Brown on his album Study in Brown. If you're a jazz lover, this is a seminal album, as important as, Kind of Blue or Dave Brubeck or any of that stuff. It's called Study in Brown with Clifford Brown, and it's mid 1950s bebop, and it just swings and it's just gorgeous. Are you guys up for Sandu? Noli? Noli, you up for Sandu? Okay. Mahesh, you good for it? And is it E flat? Okay, so here we go with Sandu. thank, thank you so much. What a joy it is to be playing with these great, great players. Let me introduce them to you because you know there's live music around town. There's not a lot of jazz, and there's certainly not a lot of American songbook jazz like we play here. But you hear it, and you hear it coming out of the radio, and unless you know who's really playing, it's you can ignore it. But when you find out something about the background of these players, I think you'll appreciate what a privilege it is really to be in an intimate room like this, just feet away with some of the greatest players in the world. Uh, on piano, well, hey, you guys, we got an enthusiastic audience, and that's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. I was at the dentist's office waiting to get a root canal. And yeah, this is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was looking at YouTube in the waiting room, and I saw who's that Latin guy that you played? Yeah. So there's an Arturo Sandoval video, and it looked, some of them look really well produced. So I said, I'm going to watch this. And I'll be damned, I started looking at this great Arturo Sandoval, and it was a special NPR concert thing. And our piano player was the piano player on it. And he played at the White House for Obama with Arturo Sandoval. He's a brilliant pianist and such an original conception of piano. Would you please give a warm, warm welcome to the great Mahesh Balasuriya. We have a gentleman who I don't know if he knows how grateful I am, how lucky I feel that he's joined the band. We played here for several years without a drummer, and we pretended to ourselves that everything was just okay because we couldn't afford a drummer. And then a gentleman and his girlfriend came in, listened to us. I got an email the next day, and he said, I work in television. I've got a regular day job, but I love to play jazz drums. I don't need to get paid. I just want to play. You guys are great. That would be just so fun. And I was like really snooty, oh, well, you have to be really good, And he said, well, let me say this. I'm a sensitive player, so you can try me out and I won't wreck it. You may not like me, and then you don't have to, let me play again. So he came down, and it's been a love affair really ever since. He worked on shows like Mad About You, Coach. What was that other one? That kind of a famous. Yeah, don't Just Shoot Me? Yeah, he's worked on a lot of great TV shows, and we're so grateful that he's here as part of the Jazz Salon. Would you please give a big round of warm welcome, lots of gratitude to Mr. Judd Pillett on the drums. Whoa. Wow, that's Brooklyn. That's what that was. Yeah. Yeah. I'm reading A Tree Grows in Brooklyn right now. Isn't that a heart-wrenching book? It's the third time I've read it. Talks about Brooklyn about 100 years ago. It just kills you. Anyway, let me tell you who's on trumpet and who's on sax. On the sax, oh my God, he was just a punk in Nashville. And Ray Charles heard him play. He joined the great Ray Charles band, toured the world for 7 years with Ray. And then he left Ray and played, and I am not exaggerating, with artists like Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Diana Krall, people like Rod Stewart. He's on the latest John Legend album. He's one of the greatest sax players playing today. Please let him know that you appreciate his being here. Mr. Ricky Woodard on the saxophone. Now our trumpet player is working on his confidence. And he went to a special insecurity therapist, and the therapist said, yeah, why don't you try dressing up a little bit, just kind of maybe wear a tie or long sleeve shirt, maybe a jacket from time to time. And he just can't do anything except exceptionally. And so that's what he's done with his attire. He is dressed this way whenever he plays now. And yeah, and it's really a glimpse into an extraordinary human being. And everybody on the bandstand would back me up on this. So, as an example, he's an athlete. Every year, track and field, which is the Bible for all the events in track and field, names one man and one woman to be the male and female athletes of the year for all the events for the entire world. And he has won that award. As a middle distance runner, track and field said he was the fastest middle distance runner in the world over the age of 50. He just broke a new world record about a month ago. Now I mentioned that award. What I didn't tell you is he has won that award more times than any other living person in the world. Give him a round of applause. Who cares if he can play the trumpet or not? Now let's talk about, now let's, he already did it. You went too fast, you didn't notice it. Yeah. So when it comes to music, when he was in his 20s, he was already playing with the Duke Ellington Orchestra. And then he tried out for what was really the swingingest band in the country, the history of jazz, and that was the Count Basie Band, with Count Basie still running the band. He won a chair in the trumpet section. He actually won first chair, and his first concert was at Carnegie Hall. He loved Count Basie, and everybody you talk to who knew Count Basie says the same thing. The Count was an extraordinary person, generous, loving, and of course, a gifted artist. And he would have stayed, our trumpet player would have stayed with Basie for a longer time, but after 3 years, he got a call from a rich pop star from Motown. Mr. Marvin Gaye called him up, asked him to go on tour. He joined Marvin's tour. He ended up becoming his musical director. So if you love Marvin's music, you've already been touched by our trumpet player's sensibilities. And he went on to tour with Stevie Wonder and Diana Ross and Natalie Cole and the Preservation Hall Jazz Band. He is a magnificent person and a beautiful trumpet player. Please, a warm welcome for the great Nolan Shahid. Speaking of greatness, I don't know another word than royalty to describe these people. You talk about Nolan and Ricky, and you think in your heart, who are the artists that have had the biggest impact in your life? And the odds are they've played music with them. They were part of that music that touched you. And the same is true for our singer. In my opinion, she is one of the finest jazz and blues singers alive today, anywhere in the world. I'm going to give you a little bit about her background. First of all, she has more than 20 albums. She's had 4 Grammy nominations. She's currently nominated for a 2020 Grammy for the song Body and Soul. In 2019, she was awarded Jazz Artist of the Year. In 2010, she was voted by NPR listeners as one of the 50 greatest jazz vocalists of all time. In 2008, she somehow found time and resources to open a performing arts center in Los Angeles and also founded the California Jazz and Blues Museum. And both those enterprises are going full blast. In the 1990s, she did a 33-city national tour singing the music of the great Harold Arlen, who wrote the music for The Wizard of Oz. She co-starred in a TV tribute to Ella Fitzgerald. She has sung with the Clayton Hamilton Orchestra, Count Basie, Doc Severinsen, Tony Bennett. She's toured the world with Ray Charles. She's sung with Dizzy Gillespie, Etta James, Dr. John, Chaka Khan, Keb Mo, Lou Rawls, Dionne Warwick, Joe Williams, Gerald Wilson, Nancy Wilson, Stevie Wonder. And on March 8th, UCLA is holding a special benefit sponsored by the UCLA Friends of Jazz. They are, chokes me up. She's a teacher at UCLA and has done that for a long time. And they've decided they're going to start a scholarship in her name. And so on March 8th, they're going to have a concert at UCLA to fundraise and get that going. So if you want any information about that, please, most of you are on my email list. Just ask, I'll give you all the details, and I'll send that out to you next week. We're so lucky to have her here. Would you please welcome the one and only Queen Bee, Barbara Morrison.
How about it if you put your hands together for the organizer of this whole agitation, and give him a nice round of applause. He certainly has a great taste. How about it for Mr. David Ross, very fine bass player. We love you, David. Thank you. Somebody that cares about us. I love the East, I love the West. North and South, they're both the best. But I'll only go there as a guest, 'cause I love being here with you. I love the sea, I love the shore. I love the rocks and what is more. With you there, they would never be a bore, 'cause I love being here with you. I tell you, singing in the shower, laughing by the hour. Life is such a crazy game. I love all kinds of weather, as long as we're together. I love to hear you say my name. I like good wine and fine cuisine. Candlelight, I love to sing. Hey, don't get me wrong, you know what I mean. I love being here with you. A little dance with Fred Astaire. Brando's eyes, your Brenna's hair. Woo. I think to tell you that it's only fair. I love being here with you. Cary Grant, ooh, do that day. These other times just they take me away. You ought to hear me when I say that I love being here with you. I tell you, the bass is band is swinging. I love Ella singing. She's something else, you know. She know how to say it. They know how to play it. They wind it up and let it go. I love the thrill of a New York show. I stand on a long, long line to kiss count faces. No, I want to say before I close that I love being here with you. Yeah, put your hands together. Come on, everybody. Yeah, let's make this room rock. Ricky with it. Give him a nice round of applause. East, I love the West. North and South, they're both the best. But I'll only go there as a guest, 'cause I love being here with you. I love the sea, I love the shore. I love the rocks and what is more. With you there, they would never be a bore, 'cause I love being here with you. I tell you, Duke's band is swinging. I love Sarah singing. She's something else, you know. She know how to say it. They know how to play it. They wind it up and let it go. I love the thrill of a New York show. I stand on a long, long line to kiss count Basie's note. I want to say before I close that I love being here with you. I love it, 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 I love it. You know I love it. I love being here with you. Yes, I do. That was fun. That was fun. I forgot to do it. Do it again. I was off the beat again. Thanks, Mahesh. You sound good. I like you too. Close your eyes. Rest your head on my shoulder and sleep. Close your eyes. And I will close mine. Close your eyes. Let's pretend that we're both counting sheep. Close your eyes. Oh, this is divine music play. Something dreamy for dancing while we're here romancing. It's love's holiday, and love will be our guide. Close your eyes. When you open them, dear, I'll be near, right by your side. So won't you close your wow. Close your eyes, notice you're here. Rest your head on my shoulder and sleep. I'm gonna close mine. Close your eyes. Let's pretend that we're both counting sheep. This is divine music play. Something dreamy for dancing while we're here romancing. It's love's holiday, and love will be our guide. When you open them, dear, I'll be near, right by your side. So won't you close your eyes? Come on and close your eyes. Why don't you close your eyes? On the count of three, I want you to open. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Yeah, open. Open your eyes.
Barbara,
Yes, sir.
is it true that you're currently nominated for a Grammy?
Whoa.
It's true.
I guess so.
That's the rumor. And it's for the song Body and Soul. And I thought it'd be a treat for everybody if they could hear what a Grammy Award winner sounds like singing a great song like Body and Soul.
My heart is sad and lonely. For you I cry, for you, dear, only. Why haven't you seen it? I'm all for you, body and soul. I spend my days in longing and wondering why it's me you're wronging. I'd gladly surrender my heart to you, body and soul. I can't believe it, it's hard to conceive it, that you turn away romance. Are you pretending it looks like the ending? If you give me one more chance to prove, dear, I spend my days in longing and wondering why it's me you're wronging. I'd gladly surrender my heart to you, body and soul. Ricky Woodard. I can't believe it, it's hard to conceive it, that you turn away romance. Are you pretending it looks like the ending? If you give me one more chance to prove, dear, I spend my days in longing. I'm wondering why it's me you're wronging. I'd gladly surrender my heart to you, body and soul. Body and soul. Okay. All right. A two. And you know what to do. From the album, I know how to do it. Yeah. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorsteps. Just direct your feet to the sunny east side of the street. Can't you hear that pitter pat? And that happy step is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny east side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Oh, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Donald Trump. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny east side of the street. Shabooba-wee-da-booba-dee. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny, on the sunny, on the sunny side of the street. That rainy day.
So this is a song you don't hear very often. Jimmy Van Heusen, the great songwriter, never had a Broadway hit. He tried several times. And this was a great opportunity for him. It was 1939, and it was a special play based on Midsummer's Night's Dream. And they had, who was, not Glenn Miller, there was a white, really big clarinetist, jazz clarinetist, big band clarinetist. No, Benny Goodman. So there's a Benny Goodman quintet on one side, and Satchmo, Louis Armstrong, had a band on the other side. It was an integrated cast, all about jazz, and it was a complete flop. But there are a few beautiful songs that came out of it, and this is one of them. It's one of those songs like Antonio Carlos Jobim wrote that goes up in just half steps. You'll see, or like Sophisticated Lady. So it moves very deftly. It's so pretty, and it's kind of named after the play. So it's called Darn That Dream.
How about it for our piano players? Isn't he wonderful, Mahesh? Oh, come on, he's too young for me. Darn that dream I dream each night. You say you love me, then you hold me tight. Then I tumble out of paradise. Oh, darn that dream. Darn that dream. And bless it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. Yes, it haunts me and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream. Darn that one track mind of mine. It can't understand that you don't care. Just to prove the shape I'm in, I'd welcome a good old nightmare. Darn that dream and bless it too. Without that dream, I never would have you. Yes, it haunts me and it won't come true. Oh, darn that dream. Mahesh, Mahesh. Is he wonderful? Is he wonderful? Yeah. Darn that one track, mine of mine. It can't understand that you don't care. Just to show the mood I'm in, I'd welcome a great old nightmare. Darn that dream I dream each night. You say you love me, then you hold me tight. Then I tumble out of paradise. Oh, darn that dream. That dream. Ah, that is a pretty song. Play me some blues and see. I want to shuffle 1 or 2, and you know what to do. Come on, y'all. Yeah. Get that drummer some. Ooh, who's that drummer, Dave? Come on, Chad. Oh yeah. I'm going to Chicago. I ain't thinking about nothing. I'm leaving LA right now and I'm going to Chicago. Repeat after me. Let me hear you say, Mo. Baby, don't you want to go? I said, Mo. Baby, Baby, don't you wanna go? Take me back to my hometown, sweet home Chicago. Let me hear you say, Mom, baby, don't you wanna go? I said, Mom, baby, don't you wanna go? Take me back to my hometown, sweet home Chicago. On the one, fellas, and listen here. 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. Now, baby, don't you wanna go? Baby, don't you wanna go? That's right, put your hands together. Take me back to my hometown, sweet home Chicago. On the one, on the one. I got the nickel, you bring the dime. We go to South Shore and drink a little wine. Oh, baby, don't you wanna go? Take me back to my hometown, sweet home Chicago. Play the blues for me right now. Y'all put your hands together. Come on, man. Hey. Let's get my head some love in that piano. The man I love I took from my best friend. The girl got slick and took him back again. Come on in my kiss. The man I love I took from my best friend. The girl got slick and took him back again. Come on in my kitchen. You ought to come on in my kitchen, 'cause it's going to be raining outdoors. My baby wasn't a jockey, but he sure taught me how to ride. My baby wasn't a jockey, but he sure taught me how to ride. He said, Barbara, I love you, and I ain't gonna say that. Hey! Let me hear you say, Mom, baby, don't you wanna go? I said, Mom, baby, don't you wanna go? Take me back to my hometown, sweet home Chicago. Let me hear you say, oh. Join us, jumping, really jumping. This joint is jumping. That was fun. That was fun. Sweet home Chicago. Okay. Ooh, I didn't know what time it was when I met you. Oh, what a lovely time it was, how sublime it was too. I didn't know what day it was. You held my hand Like the month of May it was, and I say it was grand, grand to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours. Grand to see your face, hear your voice, hear you say that I am your own. Ooh, I didn't know what day it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, staring me right in the eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now. Ricky Woodard, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know what time it was. You held my hand, Lord, like the month of day it was, and I'll say it was grand. Ooh, I didn't know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, staring right in my eyes. I'm wise, but I know what time it is now. Oh, where am I? Lost. Help me out, man. Grand to be alive, to be young, to be mad, to be yours alone. Grand to see your face, feel your hand, say I am your own. Oh, I didn't know what year it was. Life was no prize. I wanted love, and there it was, staring me right in the eyes. I'm wise, and I know what time it is now. I got lost. And we're streaming live.
Queen Bee, Barbara Morrison.
I'll be right back.
Oh, she's the only one of her, boy. She's the greatest.
I said hello. This is Louise, darling.
So, do you want to do a love song like I Wish You Love? Okay. How about Don't Know Why? Do you know this tune, Mahesh? Don't Know Why? Nora Jones. Yeah. So this isn't part of the standard repertoire, but it's a great song by Nora Jones called Don't Know Why.
I waited for the sun to come. Don't know why I didn't come. I left you at a house of fun. Don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. When I saw the break of day, wish that I could fly away. Instead of kneeling in the sand, catching teardrops in my hand. My heart is drenched in wine, and you'll be on my mind forever, forever. Out across the rolling sea, I would die in ecstasy, but I'd be a bag of bones driving down this road alone. Nolan said he. My heart is just in wine, and you'll be on my mind forever, forever. Something's gotta make you right. Don't know why I feel as empty as a drum. I don't know why, don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why, oh no, I didn't come. I don't know why. Oh, I don't know, I don't know why I didn't come. Don't know why I didn't come. I don't know why. I don't know. That was fun. That was fun. Like my mom and dad used to fight over who was the best to entertain us. And my dad would take all the boys. It was 3 boys and 3 girls. He would take them to the World Series. So, and my mom, she tried to outdo him, so she took us to see the Beatles. We didn't have any money, so she took us to the airport to watch them land. Here's my favorite Beatles song. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's my hash on piano. Isn't he wonderful? I give him all my love. That's all I do. And if you saw my love, you'd love him too. And I love him. Bright as the stars above, deep is the night. I know this love of ours will never die. Yes, I love him. A love like ours will never die. Oh, no. I'm so in love, I wanna cry. Oh, 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 oh. He gives me everything, and tenderly the kiss my lover brings is just for me, and I love him. Isn't he wonderful, y'all? Isn't he wonderful? A love like ours will never die. Oh, oh. I'm so in love, I wanna cry. Oh. He gives me everything, and tenderly the kiss my lover brings is just for me, and I love him. Oh, 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 oh. That was fun. Anybody in the room my age? 1963. Shuffle me and see. A one, a two, and you know what to do. There you go. Get out of that bed. Wash your face and hands. Get out of that bed. Wash your face and hands. Get down to the kitchen, make some noise with the pots and pans. Now you're wearing those dresses and the sun comes shining. Now you're wearing those dresses and the sun comes shining. I believe in my soul, all that belongs to you. Help me out, everybody. I said shake, rattle, and roll. Help me out. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, shake, rattle, and roll. Well, you won't do nothing, save your doggone soul. Listen, I'm like a one-eyed cat peeping through the seafood store. Just like a one-eyed cat peeping through the seafood store. Well, the more you spend, the further your money goes. Hey, Dad, you gotta sing with me. I said shake, rattle, and roll. Everybody sing. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. I won't do nothing, save your doggone soul. Play the play, play the play. and fame. Just like a one-eyed cat peeping through the seafood store. Well, the more you spend, the further your money goes. Everybody sing. Hey, I said shake, rattle, and roll. I can't hear you. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Shake, rattle, and roll. Well, you won't do nothing to save your doggone soul. Yeah, LeVay, you can do anything you want. If you want to do something else, you do anything you want. Mi casa, su casa. I love you. You're royalty. You're royalty to me. I'd like to send this song out to all my ex-husbands. They all died very mysteriously. My first husband died from mushroom poisoning. My second husband died from mushroom poisoning. My third husband died from a fractured skull. Yeah, I couldn't get him to eat the mushrooms. Is it beautiful?
Yeah, this is a good. So this is one of those songs that the melody, it opens with this beautiful kind of melodic stretch for the singer. This is called My One and Only Love.
Isn't that a golden touch? Isn't that a golden touch? Do that again, Mahesh. Do it. Is that a golden touch or what? The very thought of you makes my heart sing like an April breeze on the wings of spring. And you appear in all your splendor, my one and only love. The shadows fall and spread their mystic charms in the hush of night when I'm in your arms. I feel your kiss so warm and tender. My one and only love. The touch of your hand is like heaven. A heaven that I've never known. The blush on your cheek whenever I speak tells me that you are my own. You fill my eager heart with such desire. Every kiss we make sets my soul on fire. I give myself in sweet surrender. My one and only love. Ricky, what it? Touch of your hand is like heaven, a heaven that I've never known. The blush on your cheek whenever I speak tells me that you are my own. You fill my eager heart with such desire. Every kiss we make sets my soul on fire. I give myself in sweet surrender. My one and only love. My one and only love. My one and only love. Yeah, I thought he was really in love with me. So one night he sent me to the store. When I came home, he had moved. That was hurt my feelings. He had moved. When I did find him, he had moved into a house. I went to bed one night. He left the window open. Somebody came in and robbed me. From the Harold Darling songbook, right? Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh, it's the wicked witch. Ding dong, that wicked witch is dead. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up, that wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go. Below, below, below your hole. Let's open up and sing and ring the bells of ding dong, Mario. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know that wicked witch, that wicked, wicked, wicked witch. Let them know that wicked witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh, it's that wicked witch. Ding dong, that wicked witch is dead. Wake up, sleepyhead. Rub your eyes, get out of bed. Wake up! The wicked witch is dead. She's gone where the goblins go. Below, below, below. Yo ho, let's open up and sing and ring the bells out. Ding dong, merry-o. Sing it high, sing it low. Let them know that wicked witch, that wicked, wicked, wicked witch. Let them know that wicked witch is dead. She's gone, she's out of here. That wicked, 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 wicked is dead. She's gone. Hey, follow the yellow brick road. The wicked witch. She's mean.
Do you
Hey,
take
next time we gotta get a song with a male villain in it.
do you take requests? This is a song with a male. I won't say a villain, but how about "I Loves You, Porgy"? It's just such a gorgeous song.
And we got such a fantastic piano player, don't you just love it?
Yeah.
He's dead. I mean the bass and the drums, they're okay. And the trumpet and the sax, they'll do in a rush. How about it for these fine musicians, ladies and gentlemen? Aren't they wonderful? People ask me all the time, Barbara, do you sleep with the band? Yes, I do. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I circle back. Oh no, don't start at 8. Start at the bridge. Start at the bridge. Okay, right there at the bridge. No, don't. We're gonna do rubato. There it is. Someday I know he's coming back to call me. He's gonna handle me and hold me so. It's gonna be like dying poetry deep inside me. But when he calls, I know I have to go. I want to stay here, but I ain't worthy. You is too decent to understand. For when he calls me, he hypnotizes me. When he take hold of me with his hot hands. I love you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and drive me mad. If you can keep me, I want to stay here with you forever, and I'd be glad. Someday I know he's coming back to call me. He's gonna handle me and hold me so. It's gonna be like dying Porgy deep down inside me. But when it calls, I know I has to go. Take it, Mahesh. Take it, Dave. Mahesh, isn't he wonderful? David Ross, Mahesh, Jen. I want to stay here, ooh, 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 but I ain't worthy. You is too decent to understand. For when he calls me, he hypnotizes me. When he take hold of me with his hot hands, I love you, Porgy. Don't let him take me. Don't let him handle me and tries me mad. If you can keep me, oh, please let me stay here with you forever. I've got my man. Ooh, oh, I love you, Porgy. That was fun.
Queen Bee, Barbara Morrison, everyone.
Thank you.
We are so lucky to have her here.